Our dryer broke, so we have some creative places to hang our clothing. That's my pull-up bar. That's my teeter. Got shirts over here. 这个是220，你要记得你要拔掉哦。Nice and clean now back there for the workman. Are we on the right floor?
Look at them. It looks like, oh my god. I saw
哦，好，吓一跳。它在动，它也在动。
I saw the earthquake.
对，为什么这样？
为什么要这样动呢？
奇怪。瓷器。
瓷器，对。
瓷器。Don't drop it. She's not gonna buy it. She's just looking.
Very expensive.
They have pine cones in there.
It's very expensive.
This is Samurai Bunny. This will be a good one.
Right.
Pretty cool. 这个也很好吃。Hey, I'm Jay, and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in alphabetical order according to the pinyin romanization system. Yeah. In our last video, we did tone and cong, first tone and second tone. There was no third or fourth tone listed in the Far East 3000 most common characters guide that I'm using. Here's a review. See if you know any of these. Pause, and if you want to check out that video again, it's right up here. Today we have two sound forms. One is tsou, tsou, not to be confused with tsou. I never thought I was dyslexic, but when you look at the pinyin of these two, only one character listed in the Far East 3000 dictionary for tsou. This one. But we'll get to that. The other sound form is tsou, and we have only two tones today. Tsou, first tone, and tsou, fourth tone. No second or third. Let's get back to our tsou. Also not to be confused with chou, stinky. This character means to pull together or happen by chance. Tsou can be used as an independent character, an independent verb, like 凑在一起, bring things, collect things together. 凑巧 means to happen by chance. 凑热闹, to join in on the fun, the excitement. 东拼西凑, to piece together fragments of something. It's a slightly negative connotation. For example, if you're criticizing somebody's writing of using all different sources and kind of slopping them together. Literally grabbing things from east and west and pulling it together. 凑足人数, to have a quorum, like in a meeting, to gather enough people to have a vote, for example. In traditional, we have the water radical. So remember, it means pool, but not in the sense of swimming pool. But maybe the water radical can remind you that the meaning is pool, as in a gathering together sense. For example, the pooling of resources. In simplified, they reduce one stroke by making the water radical into the ice radical, which is 2 strokes instead of 3. Congratulations, simplified Chinese viewers. On the right, there's a meaningless component, but you've probably seen this before if you're familiar with the character for spring, which is a very basic Chinese character. So the top of the spring is what we're looking for there. And the bottom is tian, which means sky or heaven. $12 strokes in traditional and 11 strokes in simplified, under 2,500 actually on the frequency list. So yeah, let's learn this one character. I will try to 凑在一起 some other characters that have the same sound form. 粗, first tone, has a mi. I should tell you the meaning, right? It means rough or coarse. Also careless and rude, if you're talking about a person. It has the mi, which is the uncooked rice on the left. In the past, I likened this to strokes going off in all directions, like a compass. Perhaps you can think of if you dropped a bag of rice, it would scatter in all directions. And on the right, Kind of looks like a Dr. Seuss hat.
且, it means for the time being. Uncooked rice, at least for the time being, before it's cooked, would be rough. tsou. Example, tsou
means rough, to touch, or coarse.
粗鲁
rude. When I first got here, I thought it was chulu, but it's tulu. Tulu. I used to joke around with the staff at the YMCA where I first worked, and one of the xiaojiemen called me Tulu. I was never Tulu. I think she was just teasing. Tuxin, careless. Rough heart. And to expand that into a 4-character expression, 粗心大意, to be careless.
So there's our new door. I want to check it out from the other side. There's the new stairs. We need some paint yet.
We have 3 4th tone tsou. The one that you're probably going to see the most, especially in restaurants, cooking, is this one, tsou, vinegar. There's white vinegar and black vinegar.
How about some sweet and sour fish? 糖醋鱼.
It also can mean jealous. So 吃醋, to eat vinegar, means to be jealous of somebody. Why did the vinegar go into therapy? Because it had some sour feelings. 4-character expression, 加油添醋, to embellish a story. On the left, the wine jar radical, which looks just like a wine jar. On the top right, I tend to think of it as hurdles, for runners.
Or 2 characters for 10, underlined.
And on the bottom is a 日, which means day or sun.
That right side component, 西, means in past times as a literary noun. Let's put it back together with our wine jar. 醋, vinegar. You can put cucumbers in a jar with vinegar and salt in the sun for 4 days, turning them each day. Homemade pickles.
Not too bad.
Referring to the pickles and the difficulty of this character.
That's a little bit better. It should be closer together. 15 strokes in traditional and in simplified. I can't believe that tsou as vinegar is 2,955 on the frequency list. I just don't get it, especially compared to the next one, which I just don't hear very much, but maybe it's there. I'm just missing it. 1283, this tsou means to urge, to be short of time or hurried. 促成 means to bring about something, like bring about a change, to help bring about. Because there's other words with 促 that mean promote, like 促进, promote or advance.
Perfect screenshot for Runner's Garden. 促使 means to encourage. You might know 鼓励. It's nearly the same. Impel, to spur on. 爱美的心促使她减肥. Her love of beauty impelled her to lose weight. Looks like it's working. Here's a 4-character expression. 促膝谈心. Have a heart-to-heart conversation.
Minimal stroke character, only 9 strokes. We have the 人 or person on the left.
On the right, 足 means foot or leg. And you football fans, 足球 is football or soccer. Extensive is 句, a secondary pronunciation of that component.
Another 促, which is above 2,500 on the frequency list, is this one, which means to cluster.
Here are a couple examples from the Pleco app. In Taiwan, they usually say 一束花 for a bunch of flowers or 一朵花. So this is really literary. The character is used in some given names, maybe not surnames, so let's take a look.
It has the bamboo radicals on the top, so bamboo does grow in clusters. Bottom left is fang, which means square, a couple of strokes, and then the arrow component. Arrows, I guess, were also made out of bamboo.
Wikipedia says yes.
If you're an archer, having a cluster of arrows would be better than having just one or none. 17 strokes, both in traditional and simplified.
Honestly, I don't think we should really worry about that one too much. I think we can kick back and put our feet up and be satisfied with learning those 4 characters up on the screen. Go back and review if necessary. If not, check out these guys move my dryer. Out with the old, in with the new. Here's the cake and the 粽子。
考学测的时候，为什么要送蛋糕跟粽子？
就是包高中，就是说寓意考生就是在那个考试的时候可以考试顺利。它是取谐音的名字。对，
因为蛋糕跟水分糕
对
是一样的声音。
对，就寓意他们可以考得很好。
粽子是
粽子就是粽，取那个粽，对，就是他们希望他们考试顺利，可以考到理想的学校。
OK，谢谢，
不客气。
That's Erica.
Hi.
Students in Taiwan are taking their college entrance exam. So there's a 3-character phrase called 包高中, giving students good luck to have a high score. Gao means high, but also that sound form gao can also be cake, different character. Giving the dumpling and the cake is representative of those sounds. We wish to impart as good luck to the students for taking their exam. Yay, we got our 粽子 and 蛋糕. Thank you for passing those out, Rico. Good luck, you guys. Our next sound form will be tsou an, chuan, and tsou a, cui. Catch you later. Runner's Garden signing off.